Welcome back to Houston Live. You know what? It happens all the time. You buy a meal, and when you're paying, you see the little tip prompt. It pops up, and it asks you how much you want to tip. Okay, do you tip? How much do you tip? I mean, I always get suckered into a tip, but maybe there's times that you shouldn't be tipping. Okay, well, we're about to find out. We have brought in professional help, etiquette experts, Monica and Darian Lewis with the Monica Lewis School of Etiquette. They are here to help us understand when to tip it or skip it. Very common question, and I feel like we focus on food a lot when it comes to tipping, but there's also hotels.
That's right.
The car wash.
Or
when you're buying a hat at the Final Four at NRG Stadium. You shouldn't tip then, right?
Not at all.
Or a self-checkout kiosk.
Right.
I mean, tipping has, before we get into the do's and don'ts, hasn't tipping kind of gotten out of control?
Yes.
Absolutely. And so because of the pandemic, you know, everybody was coming in, the service and all of that, because we were at home. And so now they have like carried it over. And so it's become now a new revenue stream for the business.
Right.
Is that what it is? Is that for a business? Are we sort of compensating for people not maybe getting, maybe we should just pay people more to do the job?
Right, that's a big debate.
That's, we're paying that?
I think for some that could be the case, and for others it's just a function of the sale. You know, so when you buy the new POS system, many of them come with those prompts preloaded. So it's not even something that we're thinking about. So we've moved away from tipping for exceptional service or tipping for prompt service to just now asking, do you want to tip me? And that's why everyone is kind of having these knee-jerk reactions and going, oh, this is too much, it's excessive, because it's now just a function.
And sometimes you're tipping before you've even got the service.
Exactly, which is something that we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it in a game we like to call Tip It or Skip It.
That's right.
Monica and Darian, you have these.
Let's test your
We're gonna see.
Are they working?
Okay, Mel and I are going to ask you a series of questions, and you're going to let us know what you think.
All right.
Okay.
Question one, you walk up to the counter, order a burger and fries. What is the right amount to tip someone for punching up your order on the screen? Should I tip it or skip it?
Skip it.
Oh, really?
They're just punching the number. They're actually just making the order. But if you want to be generous, you can, but you don't have to.
But aren't those tips in the jar typically shared by the staff there? Like, let's say the person who's bringing you the order or calling your name.
But you're not
depends on the
dining
restaurant.
in. You're actually getting it to go.
Right.
So when you're actually dining in, they are preparing, you know, providing that service, but you're asking if the cashier just punching in, they already have a salary.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh,
now we know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Now, if you want to tip, you can.
Okay. You can always tip if you want to, but otherwise you don't have to. Okay, I like this. This is good. This might be saving me some money. All right, question number 2.
All right.
Uber Eats. I get a lot of Uber Eats. I get a lot of DoorDash, actually. And do we tip the person that's making the food, or do we tip the driver? Like, you know, tip more than just the food? Tip the driver?
You tip the driver. You tip the driver because of the fact that they're actually coming to you. You may live on a 3rd floor, and so you want to make sure that you provide that service. So based on how much work they're putting in, you always want to tip.
Okay, and what's your guide for tipping?
15 to 20%.
Yes.
Okay.
So we say 15 to 20% is the standard that you would tip if you're prompted to do so. If you feel like, you know, that service delivery was exceptional, bad weather, definitely tip.
Right.
Okay, another food question.
Yeah,
if we order food at the counter or at a coffee shop, do we tip the person getting our order? So this is not the person who's actually making the food and not the barista. It's the person who's working the counter.
Working the counter. What we gonna say? What you gonna say? Let's go for it. Skip. Oh, you gonna say tip? Oh. All right. So see, this is the debate. All right. So let's just break it down. You go first, and then I'll weigh in. All right. So I say when it's just the person that's taking the order. I mean, what are they doing? Have they exceeded your expectation by getting your order right? You know, and sometimes that's the deal. That's a deal breaker for some. So if you feel inclined to tip.
Okay.
If you don't, again, it goes back to the original rule. There's no set rule, but if you tip well.
Yes, and so you're taking my order. Now I have several orders, so I never have one order. So if you got the order right, whether you're fixing it or not, because that same person at the cashier is going to actually have to prepare that bag. So yes, that's why I would tip it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, later. But what about the person that's making the food behind? I've always thought a bit of the tip would go to them.
Most of the coffee shops have a tip jar.
Yeah.
So when I tip, I drop it in the jar, and I let the restaurant decide how they want to divide it up, whether it's about dividing it with the person taking the order or the barista or whomever. I let them decide. I just drop the tip because I've been impressed and I like to do it.
Okay, and the tip jar gets split. All right.
Have cash.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? This is an interesting one for me.
Okay,
Whenever I get my car washed, I actually do tip. I think it's a labor-intensive job. I always see the guys are really sweaty. It's hardcore.
Yes.
But should I? Is it tip it or skip it for when you're getting a car?
This is a tip it.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it's a definite tip it. And if you've been in any of our vehicles, you would understand why we say tip, okay? For all of our parents out there who have children and soccer practice and all that kind of stuff, you have to tip those people because they work hard to get that car back into some type of shape. Yeah, they're providing a service for you, so you want to tip them.
Actual service.
Yes, and you tip at the jar. Just drop the tip in right when you pick up the car. Tip after the service has been delivered, though.
And they work so hard.
Yes.
They really do. Okay, question 5. It's a tricky one, but let's keep this quick.
Okay.
So if you're a home baker, photographer, plumber, or someone who offers a service at home, do we still tip those service providers?
All right.
Tip it or skip it?
It's a tip.
Wait.
They're coming to your home.
Oh,
He's coming to your home, and let's say, especially in the situation if they're coming after hours, or if they're coming in an emergency situation, or if they're fixing something that's a part of the problem but a contributing problem. So you call them for the sink, and they realize it's not just the sink, but it's also the microwave and the dishwasher, and they're fixing it all together and saving you money. Tip them.
Okay.
Now, tips don't always have to be financially.
Right.
You can provide lunch, you can provide water, whatever that is.
You can nominate them, refer them, give them a referral. You can do all kinds of things, but definitely like if it's your barber or your makeup artist, stylist, and they're coming to give you a service at home, concierge service, you want a tip.
Oh, wow. Okay, I kind of always thought they put it in their price, but yeah.
So Monica says the same thing. Monica says the same thing, and I'm like, but yeah, if they're coming on the weekend or after hours, it's a good thing to do so.
And we do have some helpful tips on screen right now, in case you're wondering, your shampoo person at the salon, if you have one of those, a manicurist. So, guys, thank you so much. And, of course, there's the Family Manners Dining Etiquette class that you have coming up Thursday, June 22nd.
Tomorrow.
It feels like a Monday for you, but...
And Camp for Kids as well, because you got to teach those manners at a very young age. Monica and Darian Lewis, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. That was fun.
That was fun.
All right, and for a link to sign up to some of those classes or connect with Monica and Darian, you can visit the Scene on Houston Life section of our website, houstonlife.tv.
We will be right back, and I say you should tip it.